Welcome back to GaleForceWins Season 3.
The GaleForceWins podcast is proudly sponsored by the Newfoundland and Labrador Construction Association. The NLCA provides unparalleled opportunities for its members through industry education, construction information, government advocacy, and networking events. The NLCA is building Newfoundland and Labrador. For more information, visit nlca.ca.
And welcome to another wonderful edition of GaleForceWins here in the beautiful Turks and Caicos Island. We have the very special privilege to be seated here at the Alexandra Resort on beautiful Grace Bay. And what a privilege it is to be in this part of the world at this time of year. Jerry, wouldn't you agree?
I think I'm going to correct you right off the bat. It's the Alexandra Resort, not Alexandria. That's okay. It is an incredible place. We met you at the SOTIC 2023. You're heavily involved in the hotel and tourism industry, as well as running this hotel. So, Alan, I'm really interested in getting to know more about Vinod.
Vinod, why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself? Tell us a little bit about yourself.
Yeah, sure. Well, good morning to the audience. Name is Vinod Bajaj, and I'm the general manager at the Alexandra Resort, Turks and Caicos. And so I'm in here now almost a year. And so, as I mentioned last time to you, this is my sixth island in the Caribbean. My home is back in Miami when I'm not here. So, myself, what can I tell you? I'm so lucky to be blessed and working with such great people here in the Caribbean in general. I always had a great time, and I did I started my career many years back. And I started in Europe. I did my training in Germany, which I'm blessed. I'm so thankful for that. It really helped me to do what I wanted to do always. And then I lived in England, worked there, and many years. And then eventually I moved to Miami, Florida.
Now, take me back to your training in Germany. What were you doing back then?
Yeah, so back in those days, I was young, very young. Obviously, I was trying to get into the hotel business, and I started working. They had a training program, people like us working in a food and beverage area, and it's a very intensive training program, you could imagine. And it was an internship kind of thing, and it was fascinating for me. What helped me there was to understand how important to be disciplined and be able to do things without somebody looking over your shoulder. And as you know, Germans are great disciplined people. And it was early age, it helped me to really understand. And I'm really thankful for that. And that's who I am today. And it's a lot to do with that in early age.
So what would have been your very first role in the hospitality industry? Tell us a little bit about that.
Sure, thank you. Well, Jerry, back then I started in actually front desk, and that was my initial, and obviously I started as a bellman, and that was at Hilton back in Middle East, Dubai. Okay. I started working as a bellman, then I was promoted the bell captain, which I thought that was great. Been there 6 or 8 months time frame, they promoted, and that kind of inspired me to continue in this business, because I felt, wow, I think I can do this quite easily. So that's what I started, then worked my way up. I did everything. You don't become GM because you have some training or education. That thing has to be done systematically, and I started food and beverage. I think it was important for me to get a foundation solid, back then,
So you started off at the desk, and then moved up. What was the next role you went into, and where was that?
Well, in Dubai, and back then I started there with my first kind of hotel job, and with the Hilton International those days, and it was something I wanted to do, and I did that, and then it was fascinating, and I I remember my front office manager, very, very nice guy, Hani Khalifa. I still remember the name. He was very, very motivator factor for me. He liked my attitude. He used to give example to everyone, look at me. So I think that was fascinating for me. That really made me understand it's how important to be recognized and motivate people when they're doing a good job. It's very important.
It's funny how you remember his leadership all these years later, no doubt probably impacting your own leadership style today.
Oh yes, absolutely. And as we know, obviously, there are people come to your life and they make a difference. They mentor you in the right direction, and I think it's very important. And there were some other people in my life. I remember another gentleman, John Strickland, back in England, and where first time I learned the management role I was given. I never forget, and that was fascinating. He took so much interest on me, and so when I left a company to come to US, he wrote me a personal note. I still have it. I share his note, and it was fascinating. And he was saying, "Sky's the limit for you." He wrote something very, very interesting. He said, "What makes you successful? More you ask, more they give it to you, make you successful. But stay humble." And that was fascinating, and I share with my kids. I have them saved and plaqued. And so John Strickland was, that was early age too, and so I remember what an amazing guy, what an energy he had. So that was that. Then I came to Miami, joined the Royal Caribbean Cruise Line. I worked for them 13 years.
What did you do with those?
I'm sorry?
What did you do with the cruise?
Well, cruise line, I started assistant F&B, and then I worked my way up to food and beverage manager, and then very early age, I became hotel director, which was fascinating for me. Must have been 36, and the largest ship in the world, Starwood on the seas. I became hotel director, and from there, I guess 13 years, I did very well. And large operation, 879 crew, and 1,172 rooms. We have 2,500 guests. 2,500 guests any given time. Those ships were full sailing out of Miami. So that was an amazing experience. I needed that, and everything ran like a clock. Wow. Systematically, food came on time. We would check in people the same day, as you know, if you take a cruise. Everybody get off, depart, and the debarkation, then embarkation. And we the same day we turn around the ship. We clean the rooms. Wow. Fascinating. And all the luggage. And those days back then, people used to come with a lot of people, 2 pieces of luggage. So you could imagine 2,500 people. We have to move 5,000 pieces of luggage from the pier to the guest room.
You're right in the room too. It's not
right in the room. Yes.
You're not carrying it.
Correct.
And what I found fascinating about a cruise ship is that not only was all that happening when you came into port and you'd switch passengers, but I saw folks out painting. They were painting. Every little detail was looked after. A lot of moving parts on that ship, eh?
Yeah, absolutely.
Hold that thought.
Yeah.
I'm going to do something. Folks, I want to just say something. One thing about the Turks and Caicos, there's a lot of sun. We're going to get Vinod to move in a little bit. I'm seeing the sun on his forehead. Let's just move in a little tiny bit here.
Yeah, thank you.
Watch your fingers. Keep going. Keep going.
Yeah.
You move back out. You don't need to move in.
I'm so sorry. Maybe.
Yeah, no problem. No problem.
That's okay.
Yeah. Thank you.
So, a little further again?
We'll try for now. We'll try for now.
Yeah.
One of the things, folks, is this is an incredible place, and I mean the sun is always shining. We did our best to position you in a spot that wouldn't get the sun, so we may have to adjust again. Come back to that question, Al.
A lot of moving parts in a cruise ship, Vinod, and a lot of personalities at play. So you're running this department. It's got to be incredibly complex and challenging, just the human resource side of it, let alone the whole management of a hotel. Tell me about that.
Right, yeah, thank you. Yeah, absolutely. It's a fascinating how everything worked so good. And we still don't know how that worked, but I think that a lot of organization takes place behind the scene. There's a lot of planning, a lot of several meetings, and lots of years experience. And we always find a new way of doing things to improve things. And sometimes there will be situation once in a while we'll mess it up certain thing, and we really regroup quickly, and we say, okay, we need to look this. How can we do it differently? I think what happens. There's something like the cruise ship business, you have to be open-minded. You have to listen to everyone. You have to listen to all your staff, all the managers, and want to make sure they are part of this whole process. And that is the key here, right. Because everybody brings something to the table, and you can't say, okay, housekeeping, executive housekeeper, she's cleaning 1,125 rooms. She may have challenges. Maybe she's not getting linen from the laundry. So what is the plan B? What is the plan C? Yeah. Plan B never worked. We know that situation. So I think it's all about having great communication and continue to empower people to do the right thing every day. That is the key here, because you cannot really micromanage that kind of operation. You will fail. Mm-hmm. And same with the kitchen. You cook 10,000 meals a day. Can you imagine 10,000 meals a day? And you should breakfast, lunch, dinner, and a midnight buffet. So it needs a lot of skill set, also patience, and also a lot of motivation to your team because they work 7 days a week, sometimes 6 days. So it's fascinating. I think it made me a better hotelier in sense of, yeah.
I love that. I love that answer, because you focus the whole answer around motivating people and leadership, and it never got into the logistics of all, because the logistics is huge. Yes. But you're right, it all stems back to people. If you empower them, they'll give you their best.
Absolutely.
Every time. Tell me when you first touched the Caribbean. When was that?
Right. So it was back in, I believe it was 2001. Actually, 2001, I got the opportunity to join Starwood Hotel back then, very big company. They were opening their first Caribbean hotel in St. John, Virgin Island, U.S. Virgin. Mm-hmm. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful hotel. I mean, fantastic. So they asked me to join, and I was lucky. And when I joined, that was my first Caribbean kind of experience. Obviously, I've been traveling in the Caribbean for long, with the cruise ship and everything, and I love Caribbean. So when I got this offer, I said, wow, very fascinating and a great company. And they were going to open first hotel in the Caribbean. They didn't have the experience, so they didn't know how to set up. So they handpicked people, pretty much, and that's what we were told, handpicked people with the Caribbean experience, the patience and everything. And so, that was my first experience, U.S. Virgin Islands, St. John.
And what was the role that you were hired for?
Right, so I started as a director of food and beverage, and that was my role. And then as I getting to my tenure there, I was promoted to director of operation. So it was number 2.
Director of operations.
Yes.
Wow.
So
in a very short order, you.
Well, within I think I would say an year and a half and everything. And
would that was 2001, September 11th, 2001 happened, correct?
Correct.
So that would have been another challenging time. We'll fast forward shortly to talk about the pandemic, but that would have been a very challenging time for the hotel industry with travel.
Absolutely, and I tell you, I remember 2011. I was in Miami for company business. I was staying in Bell Harbor, the Sheraton. Those days used to be Sheraton. And I'm in the morning, 9 something. I remember September. I'm here watching TV in the morning, NBC, whatever the news, and I'm seeing this. I said, "Wait a second, this cannot be true." I never forget. And so here, and I called my property. I spoke to GM. So what's going on? He said, "Well, try to get back as soon as you can." And we don't know what to expect and all that kind of thing. I was doing some company business, so I finished and went back. I'll be honest with you, we were all confused and shaken, and we didn't know what to expect, obviously. And then in this case, and so we regrouped and we said, okay. So that those days the hotel, we used to charge nice rate to guests because the unique property at the beach. So we have to drop our rates, readjust our forecast and many things. We didn't know what to expect, be honest with you. But easier, actually worked out very good. I think we were all wrong.
Yeah.
We thought, well, this is going to be disaster for the economy, blah, blah, what was going to happen. But reality, it didn't. We very quickly recovered. I guess everybody recovered pretty much. Maybe another city or the resort like St. John, we recovered quickly.
Yeah.
So that's what I remember.
And next island? What was the next island after that? Because
Right.
you've hopped around islands.
Yeah. Well, my love to Caribbean never stopped. I love Caribbean. I tell you again, why I love Caribbean. I find very rewarding and actually great people, great culture. And what happened? Anything you do, and to enhance the people's life, the product, you can see the smile in their face. And what I found, if leaders go to those islands, if they spend time training and mentoring the people to the right direction, this is the win-win situation for everybody. And they want to be trained. They want to be someone. So I can tell you right now, very clearly, I was just thinking this morning when I knew I'm going to meet with you, I remember there's 3 people I can tell you they're GM today. They worked under my leadership. I'm very proud of them, and so I'm still in touch with them. And this is going back 27 years. And so even my last property just left, and I was grooming someone, and when I left, and Tobago, and I recommended to the board, financial controller who was there for a long time, I've been teaching and mentoring. He's the GM today. So it's fascinating for me,
Wow.
very rewarding. So the second island, come back to your question, obviously, I wasn't dodging. The second island was St. Lucia with Sandals. So again, I started with the food and beverage director, and then from Sandal, I was with them. Great company, do a great job. I was very impressed with them, how well they do all-inclusive. And I thought, wow, they did very well. So what happened, so it was easy for me to transfer to all-inclusive because I came from the cruise ship.
Right.
I knew how that would work. And so that was fascinating for me to join them. Again, every time my focus was the customer service, bring the guest scores up, always been given mandate by the company. And that worked for me, St. Lucia, Latak property. And that was good. And then I think I continued from there. I went to open the Exuma, Bahamas, the property for Sandals, very high-end, beautiful property. And they asked me to open that property as a executive assistant manager, food and beverage. So so that was with them. And again, this is continue.
I mean, you're on this trajectory going up and up and up to this point here, but you speak so eloquently about the people along the way, the people that were mentored and that are now quite successful. I mean, that speaks a tremendous amount to your leadership. I mean, not only are you operating an incredible resort, but you're taking all these people along with you and raising them all up, all the while focusing on the guest experience.
Absolutely. Well, thank you. But I think we should not forget where we come from, who we are. And I think if we can make somebody's life difference, why not? I think we've got to do that. Remember, if you want to improve the overall industry, hospitality, if you want to improve the standard of industry, I think we need to make sure nobody's left behind. We got to continue to push the right button, make sure train the right people. So it's improve the standard. Right. Because I think that is important. And I cannot foresee anybody not thinking the same way I'm thinking, because you're coming to the island and you're in their country, and I think you have a responsibility to ensure not only raise the standard and also raise the standard of the people working under you, do the training and keep them harmony, keep the things going in the right direction. All this has to come together in order to get the guest total satisfaction. Total satisfaction will not come if you don't have the right ingredient.
Yeah.
Right.
If you don't have the right approach. Everything has to click together.
Vinod, you've not only are you leading the hotels that you touch, but you've taken on a significant role holistically in the industry. Talk a little bit about that.
Right. Yeah. So the Hotel Association, I was back in Tobago when I was there. I was also director of the Hotel Association. My CEO is an amazing, charismatic guy, and so I have to say that when I came here, he asked me, I should try to get on board a director.
Yeah.
That was his desire, and I thought that was a great idea. And because what happens, this island, as you know, it's very close to my heart. Now it's my home, last 1 year, and I want to make sure I want to learn more about this island, and I want to say if I can contribute, I want to contribute this island. I feel this is an important factor. So I bring so much experience from overseas or international experience, and if I can contribute even just a little to make a difference, why not? So I think.
Yeah. Well, on that note, you are volunteering with what's the association?
TS is Turks and Caicos Hotel
and Tourism Association.
Yeah.
Tell us a little bit about that and what it means to you to be able to contribute to that leadership association.
Right. So we have a president, is Jamie Hill, excellent. We have an excellent CEO. She's amazing, Stacy Cock, very hardworking. I must say, the board of directors, there are 12, 14 of us, if I remember with the numbers, and we get along very well, all of us. This is the best. It's because we have a great leadership there, and I think we get along well, and we discuss various subjects, both the island challenges we face, all of us, shortage of staffing, immigration issue, and everything. We all tend to get along well, and are able to participate in every level to contribute to the island, and so commitment is there from everybody, and I think we're seeing the difference, how much we get along, all of us. We meet monthly, we do AGM, meet with everything, and it's a fascinating. I love it. This is the best hotel association, I can tell you. I've worked with them.
Tell us about where we are now and the collection of resorts that you're involved with now. Tell us about that.
Right, so Turks and Caicos Collection, it's a small boutique company. 3 hotels here, they have here, and they're in the island. Then they have 3 in Belize. They're actually the bankers. They are the banker. And our CEO, Stuart Howard, very, very charismatic, very, very, entrepreneur, business oriented. And he has a great vision. And one of the Alexandra resort, their flagship, the first. And this is a beautiful property. And 150 suites. And we have 5 restaurants. And it's a boutique. But why it's so boutique? It's important boutique because we can do some personal touches.
Right.
And staff do some personal touches, which is not an international brand or anything, nothing against international brand. We can do certain things. We have the freedom to do, and staffs are trained to be able to take care of the guests, and that. So, and we have 5 restaurants, it's all inclusive, and so we have plans. We did the renovation of 40 rooms. You see building on the right, Chelsea, and this is where we did just finish in March. We reopened. So we have plans to do the renovation of pretty much every room. I think we're also going to add additional room. There's a demand here.
Yeah.
It's a big demand here. We're going to add additional room. I don't know the timeline, but I'm assuming next 2-3 years we're going. And remember, why so different here? Because we believe we have 202 staff. They're best of the best. So they can do personal touches. So let's say you go to lunch, they know your name, and the Charles will talk to you, and John will talk to you, and they do these personal touches. We are big, but at the same time we are small enough to provide personal touches, and we are still trending. So we offer high-end product. We have Grey Goose all inclusive, for example. We don't have hidden charges. We're not telling you we're going to give you 75% off, 85% off after raising. No, we give you the way we say.
Right.
And so I think that's what. And we are so close to our beach, the Grace Bay Beach, one of the best 10 beaches in the world.
It's unbelievable.
Yeah.
Steps away from where we are.
Correct.
It's a jewel in the globe right here.
Thank you.
I did some drone shots of your facility and the beach, so I'll overlay them here. But it is, Alan and I have talked about this. We've traveled a lot around the world. This is probably the nicest beach that we've ever been on in our lives.
Yeah. And you guys said that. And what is nice thing, you can sit there, relax, you get service there. Mm-hmm. So, we want you to feel important. You are important for us anyway. So we want you to feel important. And I want you to feel affordable luxury.
Yeah.
We're not luxury, we are so affordable luxury. Right. We're able to serve you food, we serve the drink. And so I think that's a unique product. As I've worked many other large organization with all inclusive. They're too big.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with that, but we are big enough, but we are small boutique. We can able to do some personal touches.
Right.
So we know if you have your birthday, anniversary, we do certain things for you.
Yeah.
So it's not like we don't miss you. So I think so. Our company has a great vision, and I think we have three hotels. We do some renovation every year. This year we have a sister company. It's Blue Heaven. We did the renovation. It's beautiful. We just did renovation. They were closed. We were open. And last year we did renovation here. Yeah. So we always putting back to the business, to enhancing the product, raising standard.
Right.
At the same time, and we have a slogan. You say, stay in one and play in two.
I like that.
We buy free shuttle.
Yeah.
So stay in one, play in two. So what does that mean? You stay here, you can go over there and enjoy the facility, or vice versa.
Right. It's so important, that attention to detail in tourism right now, and taking it up a notch, separating yourself differently. I love the way you describe it. Most people, as you know, and you've been in this industry all of your life, would save up a lifetime to experience this for a week. You almost have a duty to give them the very best that they can get. Tell me this, little over 200 staff. Tell me what the team means to you here. How important are they to you?
Thank you. But a team is everything, as I said. And obviously, I understand. Listen, when I came here, I spoke to. I walk around, talk to them. I give them a chance to speak to me, and even if it's a little thing. I say, you want my cell number? I give them my cell number. I don't have that stuffy thing. Okay, if they want to text me, they have some issue, I don't mind talking to them, and I do that. And that's my style. I'm not going to change. I've done this for you. It works for me. I get that. So what does that mean? Okay, let me explain what I think is so important. I think the first 6 months, first 4 months, which organization, it's a testing time. Everybody's testing each other. Oh, we have seen so many GM come and go, or whatever, right?
Yeah.
I think most important thing, you make them feel comfortable. Continue communicate with them every level. I do a town hall meeting, meet them once in a month. Allow them to say anything and everything so they can open up. And they have challenges, right?
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Like everybody else.
Of course.
So, and we do a lot of training. We have a great training department, the head by Rhonda. Hey, she's brilliant. It's a mandatory. CEO made the mandate beginning of this year. Every department must do 40 hours training a month. I thought that was great.
Wow.
We're a small organization. We invest in people.
That's huge.
Right. Yeah. So we are a small company. We have big budget in training. Trust me.
Wow.
And so I attended one of the seminars last week, and somebody came from outside the company to train all the leaders. And I say, I'd never seen companies invest on their people, the managers, much money they do. So I think that's great.
100%. If you invest in your people, they're going to give you the best that they can possibly
Absolutely.
do. If you believe in them, they believe in you, right? But I'm not telling you anything because your whole career, by the sounds of it, you have been growing and growing and growing in leadership roles, and taking a lot of people along with you and raising them up as well. That's why people want to come to places like this, right?
Thank you.
To meet people like you who are making a difference in the industry. The beach is beautiful, the sun is beautiful, the resort is beautiful, but the people are beautiful as well. And these are the type of people that you're celebrating here today. You're to be commended for a job very well done.
Thank you.
Yeah, very, very well done. Jerry, your thoughts?
Well, the first thing comes to mind is when you said you gave people your cell number. That says a lot. I've been around a lot of organizations in 35 years in business development. The CEO is often very elusive. Sometimes you don't even see him. That speaks volumes to me. And you're right. I mean, the team has to work. And I would love to have been in this industry working with you, because I think it would have been, I could have been mentored very well by someone like you, Vinod. Thank you for joining us today on GaleForceWins. This is all about winning, and you're doing a lot of winning.
Thank you. I'm blessed. Thank you so much for your time. I appreciate it. Thank you.
An absolute pleasure to be in conversation with you. It takes great skill to make all of this happen by wonderful people, and your leadership comes it comes out of your body. You can tell, and your passion for the industry, I can see it in your eyes. This is where you've been meant to be for a very long time. You know, starting in Germany, through England, into the States, into the cruise ship industry, throughout the Caribbean, and here we are today. I would highly recommend people come down and meet you. Stay in this resort because this is a wonderful place.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for your time.
It's been a pleasure. One of the challenges, folks, is you're going to get a lot of sunshine, as you can tell.
My apologies, yeah.
Yeah.
There's no short of sunshine here.
There's no shortage
Thank you
of
for tuning in to GaleForceWins. That's GaleForceWins, WINS.com.